From monsoons to April showers, in some places around the world, rain is more than just a part of life, it's a way of life. While countries like the UK often complain about the rain, it's nothing compared to some places. Indeed, the majority of the world's rainiest cities are found close to the tropics. Here, the intense heat routinely sucks up water from the ocean before dropping it en masse on the nearby land, drowning out the local residents. For these cities, rainfall either falls in buckets in one rainy season or sees consistent, steady rain throughout the year. Either way, it's a pretty soggy situation. Before we begin, be sure to hit the like button to help us out. Now, here are 10 of the rainiest cities in the world. Number 10. Kuala Terengganu, Malaysia. Largely unknown outside of Malaysia, Kuala Terengganu is the administrative and royal capital of Terengganu, a sultanate and province of Malaysia. The name roughly translates as the estuary of Terengganu, and the city is indeed the endpoint for the Terengganu River, as it empties into the South China Sea. However, you'd be forgiven for thinking the city was underwater some days. On average, Kuala Terengganu experiences 2,918 millimeters of rainfall annually, focused mostly on the monsoon season lasting from early October through to January. Rainfall tops out at 610 millimeters in November, falling to a low of 109 millimeters in June. The monsoon season can get so bad, it's advised to avoid traveling to the offshore islands or participating in sea activities. Indeed, the seas are extremely rough during this period, as fierce northeasterly winds lash the city with rain. It's all just part of life in a city in the depths of the rainforest. Number 9. Ambon, Indonesia. In the far-flung regions of Indonesia, in the province of Maluku, you'll find the city of Ambon. Known locally as Ambon Manise, meaning beautiful or pretty, this island city is something of a paradise. Tropical rainforests fed by torrential rain dominate the surrounding area. In fact, Ambon receives 3,459 millimeters of rainfall per year. Most of this is concentrated in just 4 months, between May and August, peaking in June, which sees 638 millimeters of rainfall. Nevertheless, although November is the driest month, it still experiences 114 millimeters of rain, much more than other regions worldwide. Indeed, the rain is so torrential in the summer months that monthly sunshine actually peaks in the winter. August, for example, sees just 112 monthly hours compared to November's 219. That's reflected in the number of rainy days, which tops out at 22 average rainy days in July, and only 10 across both October and November. It's not hard to see how Ambon made the list. Even the dry season is wet. Number 8. Freetown, Sierra Leone. Far from the shores of Ambon, we come to the westernmost coast of Africa, where Freetown, the capital of Sierra Leone, is located. The climate is tropical, specifically monsoon tropical, as the rainy season is long and torrential, lasting from May through November. Rainfall peaks in July, with as much as 1,078 millimeters falling on the city. Indeed, in July and August, 27 days of the month expect rainfall almost continuously. In contrast, the dry season running from December to April sees a significant drop in rainfall, falling to as little as 6 millimeters on average in February. Nevertheless, across the year, Freetown averages 4,433 millimeters of rainfall, making it by far one of the wettest cities in Africa. In part, that's due to its climate, but also the close proximity to the Atlantic Ocean, from which tropical storms gather their downpour. In fact, the rainfall can be so awful that severe floods and mudslides are not uncommon. But with downpours simply a part of daily Freetown life, the locals know to be careful once the heavens open. Number 7. Belém, Brazil. Located in the north of Brazil, Belém, known locally as the metropolis of Amazon, is a bustling port connected to the Amazon River by the Para River estuary. Here, the summers are hot and sticky, and the winters torrential. Every year, the city drowns under 2,870 millimeters of rainfall, with it raining on average for 251 days a year. The rainy season runs from December to May, reaching peak levels in March, when an average of 450 millimeters of rain pounds the city's bustling streets. That translated to 25 days of rainfall in the month. On the other hand, the so-called dry season rarely sees over 200 millimeters of rainfall a month for the whole period, but never drops below 60 millimeters either. Due to its equatorial position, Belém's rainfalls occur due to the whims of the doldrums, or the intercontinental convergence zone, resulting in severe rain. Little wonder the region is known as the monsoon trough. So much water falls here, it's a surprise there's any left for anywhere else. But the locals of Belém are grateful. The wet and humid climate is perfect for growing the city's favorite fruit, earning it the second moniker of the City of Mangoes. Number 6. Cayenne, French Guiana. Not far from Belém, roughly 500 miles up the coast, is the French Guiana city of Cayenne, famed worldwide for its legendary peppers. The small city of only 63,600 people is surrounded on all sides by either jungle or water. The climate here is equatorial, bordering on the tropical monsoon. You'd be forgiven for not noticing the difference. After all, the city sees significant rain pretty much throughout the year, only dipping briefly between August and November. Nevertheless, no single month reaches an extreme. Rather, rainfall is persistently greater than 300 millimeters per month throughout almost the whole year. However, there is a noticeable peak in May, when nearly 580 millimeters falls over an average of 26.4 rainy days. Taken together, the French Guyanese capital sees 3,516 millimeters of rainfall across the year. So if you're heading there to experience a little slice of France and South America, make sure to bring an umbrella. We're now halfway through the video. We hope you're enjoying learning about some of the rainiest cities in the world. We still have 5 more cities to visit, so stay with us. Number 5. Buenaventura, Colombia. Buenaventura, meaning good fortune, is a coastal seaport city located on a small island off Colombia's Pacific coast. Like all the Colombian Pacific coast, the weather in Buenaventura is wet, cloudy, hot, and humid. It's a sticky mix. Perhaps most astounding about this sultry city is the staggering number of days it rains. Indeed, Buenaventura experiences no dry season, but instead year-round rain. Across the year, 6,898 millimeters of rain falls on the city, totaling 286 rainy days on average. Only February sees a slight drop in rainfall, being the only month where rain drops below 300 millimeters. October averages 26 rainy days at the other extreme, producing an average monthly downpour of 807.3 millimeters. If you can stand the rain, Buenaventura is an incredible destination. From San Cipriano Nature Reserve to the golden sands of Pianguita Beach, the city is popular with Colombians. It's also a culinary hotspot for the country and wider region, even being named UNESCO's City of Gastronomy in 2017. Number 4. Mangalore, India. Home to some 600,000 people, Mangalore is a major port city on India's western coast. From the Arabian Sea to the west, the city falls under the southwest monsoon. This weather system is caused by the hot summers in the northern regions of India, near the Thar Desert, which results in low pressure. This acts to suck in moisture-laden winds from the Indian Ocean, eventually leading to a torrential downpour during the monsoon period. In Mangalore, the monsoon season lasts from May to September, when the city receives 95% of its total annual rainfall. June in particular receives over 1,000 millimeters in a single month, just less than a third of the year's entire rainfall. Meanwhile, January to March is extremely dry, with February seeing an average rainfall of 0.1 millimeters. The landscape can shift rapidly between the dry and monsoon seasons, becoming almost unrecognizable. Dry, dusty roads are suddenly transformed into lush, verdant forests, all thanks to the amazing rains of the southwestern monsoon. What a miracle! Number 3. Hilo, Hawaii. Perhaps the most northerly entry on this list, Hilo is a small city located on Hawaii's Big Island. Nevertheless, Hilo still experiences a tropical rainforest climate with substantial rainfall year-round. In fact, on average, the city sees 3,058 millimeters of rain across 272 rainy days. November is typically the rainiest month, and May is the driest. However, August experiences the largest number of rainy days at 27.2, so probably not the best time to plan your holiday. However, at higher elevations, things can get even crazier. In some weather stations in Upper Hilo, annual rainfall of 5,100 millimeters or more has been reported. Meanwhile, the wettest year on record was 1994, when 4,654 millimeters of rain fell on the region. Even more shocking was 2nd November 2000, when in a 24-hour period, 691.9 millimeters of rain fell on this little Hawaiian city. It's hardly surprising then that the best attractions nearby revolve around water. Water is woven through the city's character, from the breathtaking Rainbow Falls to Liliuokalani Park and gardens. Number 2. Monrovia, Liberia. Off West Africa's southwestern tip is the city of Monrovia, the capital of Liberia. Home to over 1 million people, Monrovia is the wettest capital city in the world. Due to the central harbor formed by the Mesurado River, the Atlantic Ocean assaults the city from 3 sides. The climate here is classified as a tropical monsoon, and that's no exaggeration. Receiving on average 4,624 millimeters of rain per year, Monrovia isn't just wet, it's soaked. The monsoon season lasts from May through to October to November, with rains peaking in June, where 958 millimeters drenches the city. Nor are the other months much better. Even in the dry season, rains can top over 100 millimeters per month, dropping to a low of 51 millimeters in January. Check out the Liberian National Museum and the Executive Mansion for a fascinating lesson in local African history, if you're looking for something to do while the rain pours. You're nearly at the end of our video. Which city do you think will take the #1 spot? We're on a mission to explore all of Earth's amazing destinations. Make sure you're subscribed. That way you'll always be notified of our latest videos. Number 1. Quibdó, Colombia. Finally, the world's rainiest city is another entry from Colombia. Only this time we're not on the Pacific coast, but inland, amongst Colombia's dense tropical rainforest. Almost every day in Quibdó, the rain falls from intense thunderstorms. It's hard to appreciate the sheer scale of rain. In a year, over 8,000 millimeters of rain falls on the city, with no month seeing fewer than 500 millimeters. Expect only a couple of days per month to be dry, peaking in February at 21 days. Indeed, 84% of the year, or 309 days, is rainy with little to no sunshine. In effect, Quibdó isn't just the rainiest city, but also one of the cloudiest cities in the world. What causes this insane phenomenon? Well, the Andes to the east block the moisture-rich westerly winds driven off the Pacific by the Intertropical Convergence Zone. Owing to the Humboldt Current, the wind currents remain centered on Quibdó, meaning enormous quantities of moisture condense and drop on the city almost every day. The most popular destinations in the city are the annual Fiestas de San Pancho celebrations, as well as the stunning Catedral San Francisco de Asís. Of course, there's always an incredible restaurant in which to shelter from the rain. Hey, thanks for watching. Want to suggest a video or have something to say? Let us know in the comments section below. Check out our cities playlist for more videos like this one.